Hello guys, me Ragwani. Uh, as I had promised, I'm posting on my year-long series after 2 weeks. Personally, I'm already 2 weeks deep into my year 13. My school started 2 weeks ago, and I don't know about most of you guys. I don't know if your year 12s and year 13s have started, but if they haven't started, they should be starting soon. And if you're still in holiday, my advice from my first video still holds. Keep reading ahead. If you're a crazy fan of physics and math like myself, you absolutely love physics and math, start reading ahead. There's no pressure right now, and you will enjoy what you're doing, so you'll be able to learn better. So say you're joining year 12, start reading FP1 for the edXL syllabus, of course. FP1, complex numbers, beautiful stuff. You'll be happy doing it and you'll learn it and get a head start. So if you're still in holiday, start reading ahead. But the focus of this video is I wanted to emphasize on the importance of being extensive and rigorous in your work. So, this is mental notion per se. Many people think only the naturally gifted and smart students can really ace A levels and GCSEs. I do not believe in that. I don't think that's true. I think it's not just the naturally gifted students who can conquer A levels and GCSEs. It's those students who are extensive in their work, who are rigorous in their work. So, what does being extensive mean, you might ask? So, being extensive. I'd like to show you an example of being extensive. You want to take the extra step. You want to cover everything there is possibly to cover. Like, you just don't want to leave any leaf unturned or stone. You don't want to leave any stone unturned. For your whole year, you want to cover everything. You want to have a knowledge of everything. That's called being extensive. So, an example of that. Look at this. Okay, just to clarify, this is not to intimidate or flex per se. I am just showing you guys what being extensive means. It'll help you. This is called being extensive, or at least I believe so. For my Form 5s, Year 12s, that is, this is all I did. Okay, these are all exercise books, 200 pages exercise books. Yeah, so these are all filled with past papers, all work from past papers. So this accounting, the whole book is filled with me doing accounting past papers. These two books, physics, all units, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. And then there's this big, 7 books of all the math exams I sat for in this year, past papers of all those 7 units. These books are all filled with me doing questions from past papers, topical questions, and whatnot. Chemistry, unit 1, 2, 3, and biology, unit 1, 2, 3. Okay, there might be slightly an imbalance. I do much more math than anything else. But yeah, chemistry, biology, I try to fill at least one whole 200-page book to do it. That's in addition to, our school gives us booklets, past paper booklets. They're basically compilations of past papers from over the years. And yeah, even some of these, I filled them. Chemistry, unit 3. I did all this. Yeah, so biology, unit 1, 2, 3. Again, to emphasize, I'm not trying to flex any work. Because what's there to flex? Some people work even harder than this. Some people are even more extensive than this. All I'm saying is please be extensive. And this shouldn't intimidate you because for one reason. I started doing all of this stuff in January, end of January of 2025, and my AS exams were in June 2025. So I did all this work in 4 months. So imagine what you guys can do if you start now. If you start cranking past papers right now. Okay, obviously that's not what I'm saying. We said we'd take it step by step. We want to learn content at the beginning of the year and revise at the end. So hold that thought. We don't want to start doing past papers right now. I'll tell you what you start doing right now, but extensive. I did all this in 4 months. You can probably do 20 200 pages books, and if your school gives you past paper booklets, you can finish all of them to the last full stop if you start early. So the fact that I did this in 4 months, and I was actually pretty scared. I'm starting my revision late, yet I locked in and I did the extensive work. So if you just imagine what you guys can do if you start right now. So that shouldn't intimidate you. That should say you have much more of a head start than I did. And so yeah, good for you. So extensive, be extensive. This mental notion that only gifted students can do it is bollocks. I genuinely believe, if, like, just think about it, if you're this extensive, if you've looked at all past papers over the series that you're sitting for, and even older papers from older specifications, you know everything. You quite literally are ready for any question they can ask you, because your brain will remember that special question that was kind of unique from others. So you're prepared for anything they can throw at you. And yeah, that was one thing I wanted to talk about also. GCSEs and A levels. If you're like me, I don't know, scientific mind orientated, you want to study just because you enjoy it, you want to study because you love it, like physics and math. That's very good. But this might not be the best news, but GCSEs and A levels, yes, you study because you enjoy it, but then you also have to kind of shift your studying in a way that's exam oriented. You don't want to just study because you love it. You want to look at past papers. You might be very good at the content. You understand even deeper parts of it that are not even in your syllabus. But then the exams, yeah, if you didn't revise exam oriented, it might be tough luck for you. So even if you love studying because you enjoy it, because you love the subjects, keep that for university. University, they'll let you think. University, you'll be allowed to study because you enjoy it. But yeah, it's just tough luck that A levels and GCSEs, you prepare for them by being exam oriented, not just love oriented for the subject. So even if that kind of frustrates you, it kind of frustrated me also. So what does that even mean? What do I mean exam oriented? For my board specifically at Excel IGCSE and at Excel International A levels, most units and their past papers, they have repeated questions. So that's called exam oriented revision. Do like 10 past okay, no, you have to do all past papers, sorry, but do, yeah, if you've done all past papers, you now know the style of questions they ask. You now know all the things they might ask in the style. You've looked at the marking schemes, you've seen the key points they want. Even though you might write more interesting stuff, but if it's not in the key points, you won't get the marks. Even if you're smart and you love the subject, you won't get the marks, sadly. That's why I'm saying you'll be allowed to think in university, you'll be allowed to love the subject in university, but A levels, GCSEs, you have to be rigorous and extensive exam oriented work. You want to work just towards the exam, even if you love the subject. Because I love physics, during January, mid-February, I started watching quantum mechanics lectures and whatnot, spending time till midnight watching them and just enjoying. But then I knew when March, April comes, I'll have to leave all this aside, even though I love it, and I lock into past papers. I revise exam oriented. I do stuff that they want me to do, because that's the only way. I looked at past papers, repeated style questions. Say for Excel, how do antinodes and nodes form? Something like that. Mostly comes in all questions. In chemistry, explain how this is a redox using oxidation state numbers. Repeated questions. So that's how you revise exam oriented. Past papers, very key. Past papers, examiners reports, and marking schemes. I know it's not the best thing to try to remember marking points, even cram per se. It's not the best thing if you want to be like a scientist like Albert Einstein. He wouldn't love that. But that's just the harsh truth. To pass A levels GCSEs, you have to be exam oriented. In uni, you'll be allowed to be like Albert Einstein and Newton. You get to think. But A levels GCSEs, please, yeah, revise exam oriented. So, extensive and rigorous. Do a lot. Like, there isn't a limit. Keep doing as much as you want.